Hello, my audience. I'm reviewing The Dark Knight Rises 2012 movie. I give it a 8 out of 10. It's fun, corny, B-movie fun. Action. Constantly thrown into your face with a spectacle. Very rarely ever slowing down the story to develop the character as Batman or the characters around the movie and the movie's focused on. It just throws action scene after action in more of his spectacle front row this time. It really just throws you in the plot of the movie and ends without any little closure to the trilogy. More questions than closure it gives at the ending. Like, is this the end or is it going to be a fourth one? Don't know because the ending's too fucking confusing. But I assumed there was never going to be a fourth one. This ended at 3. Because to this day, the third one is where the trilogy ends. This was kind of stupid, but fun. Stupid. With the spectacle and everything that throws at your face. With the stunning visuals. And practical effects with a little CGI here and there sprinkled. Like see, like shoot this on set and shit for real. With the spectacle and a lot of stuff looks really damn convincing, but the story's where the movie really falls flat. But the spectacle's where the movie succeeds. Making this some kind of a corny, campy B movie action spectacle thriller ride of a movie. The Dark Knight Rises come across really as a good treat to watch sometimes. But it's fairly stupid like Spider Man 3 or Age of Ultron or Catwoman with Halle Berry. To be fair, Catwoman, I think it might be a better movie because it's meant to be a comedy more than like it's clearly playful laughs. Has the raise one to just focus on getting a laugh out of you, the audience. Um, it's definitely a better movie than The Dark Knight Rises, but to be fair, I had more fun watching The Dark Knight Rises than Catwoman. Probably because I've seen it more times than Catwoman. So, this movie. Definitely my favorite in the Nolan saga. Installment to the trilogy is the first free is the last one. I think the last one's the best out of all of them. To me, they're all dumb popcorn movies that make little sense on this narrative story and very rarely slowing the movie down and just want to get the movie jumping after jumping spectacle like spectacle. And what's wrong with that, honestly? It's what Michael Bay does best, and so does Nolan do a good job. Not as good as Michael Bay does, with all of his Michael Bay action flicks that he's directed, but close to Michael Bay's like I with spectacle. This movie is delivers home run, and showed the best action, the least choppily edited action. Is the action not choppily edited out like the first one was Batman Begins? Was the action like you get to see the action like it could in 2008 Dark Knight? You see the action, and Third Link does a good job showing off the action. And the third one has the best variety of action spectacle out of the trilogy, constantly thrown at you. Puts the spectacle as a spectacle of action. mixed with some slow movement, like called drama. But that's not that much. It's more spectacle than drama. Action. Action more than drama. Spectacle. There's more of. Mostly spectacle and action, less drama or serious, slow moments. With the Dark Knight trilogy, I've come to learn for all the Batman incarnations. Batman, Christian Bale's, is the one that has the least to do with drama. His run has more to do with spectacle and action, like Michael Bay, like the kind of action that Michael Bay shoots and shows. That love of good action. That's why I give this movie an 8 out of 10. Mostly because the end raises too many fucking questions for me. I don't want to go on a list on, a rant, or it'll just take too long video. So I want to make this run convenient as possible for people to watch. And don't go too long in the video. I want to make my point across. I want to give this an 8 out of 10. The Dark Knight Rises 2012 movie, third and final installment to the trilogy of The Dark Knight. Trilogy called Dark Knight Trilogy is the name, even though it started with Batman Begins. Why it's not called the Begins Trilogy? Because The Dark Knight sounds cooler, I guess. The name, the Gary Oldman as Commissioner Gordon is really the best character in this movie. Way better than poor performance Bale's Batman gives, or Tom Hardy's Bane gives. Or the guy who plays Alfred. Or Talia. Or Ra's al Ghul reprising his role by Liam Neeson gives. I think he stole the show in this movie. It was the best character in the whole trilogy of the Dark Knight trilogy. Gary Oldman's Commissioner Gordon really does steal the show every time when he's on screen. Feel like Commissioner Gordon from the comics, DC. If you're a DC fan, you know what Commissioner Gordon's like. And, I like Commissioner Gordon a whole lot more by the end of the trilogy than I like Christian Bale's Batman. I just couldn't get enough of Commissioner Gordon played by Gary Oldman. But I could get a fair amount. After a while, I got sick of Christian Bale's Batman after he was on screen for a while. Then again, that's all of his appearance as Batman. I just get sick of him as Batman. He's just not a great Batman. Not a terrible Batman, not a great Batman like George Clooney. He wasn't a bad Batman, but he wasn't a great Batman. Like Val Kilmer or Michael Keaton, or even the great, legendary Adam West. Portrayal on Batman. Or the 40s live action portrayal on Batman that had two Batmans in separate series from the 40s live action show. One was called Batman Robin, one was called Batman, which they're both connected to, but even though they're connected, they have a different cast that plays the characters Batman. They have a different person play Batman in separate shows of both 40 shows of Batman. One's called Batman and Robin, even though Batman and Robin is a sequel show to Batman 40s show. Both are in live action. They're really good portrayals on Batman and Robin. And I like Rob Pattinson and Ben Affleck as Batman. They were great as Batman, But I could never get on board with Christian Bale's Batman. Never got addicted to his like portrayal in Batman. I honestly forgot and kind of made me embarrassed that I'm a big #1 Batman fan. For me, Batman is the best comic book character for DC because he's my favorite DC character in the from comics, from DC Comics. I think Batman is that cool of a character, and I could never really get on board with Christian Bale's Batman because he just, I don't know. I don't know. It's not his voice. It's just that the writing is to say. Although it is also the voice doesn't help. But this is the writing for the story. It was all this trilogy. It just doesn't feel great. Like there's that much drama. It doesn't seem like there's that much drama to ground his Batman in the plot of any of the Batman's trilogy. There's not a whole lot of slow moments when he takes his time to to show drama like the Keaton movies did. That good, it had those slow moments, but Bale never does take them. Bale's movie never takes his time slowing down to give us slow moments for character to know Batman better, his version. But that's why I couldn't ever like his Batman that much. He was just tolerable for me as Batman. Tolerable, not intolerable. He's tolerable as Batman. I tolerate him as Batman. Like I tolerate Maguire as Spider-Man for Spider-Man 3. And that's my review on Batman movie called The Dark Knight Rises 2012. I give it an 8 out of 10. Now I'm going to review Spider-Man 3 in the same video. 2007 Spider-Man 3. I give it 8 out of 10. I like this time I tolerated McGuire's performance, even though he's not a good Spider-Man still, like Andrew was, the only good Spider-Man portrayal from Spider-Man for me. I don't like Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, so I hate Holland's and I hate McGuire's. But I tolerated him this time for the third installment because he was at least tolerable and it kind of, like, even when wasn't that great as Spider-Man still. I give this movie an 8 out of 10 for that reason. Spider-Man 3 gets an 8 out of 10 from me, even though it's the only one in the Raimi trilogy I actually liked. I hear the first two ones like the third one, though. That's why I have to give it about Spider-Man 3 and the Dark Knight 3 movie. Give them both a 8 out of 10. Goodbye, subscribe, like this video. See you in the next video. Bye.